Hello again, everybody. This is Steve Kallas, speaking of sports at WestchesterCountyPost.com. We're going to talk today about Saturday, September 14th game coming up, New Mexico at Notre Dame. A few things to talk about. Obviously, Notre Dame is a big favorite, but you have to get a lot of things out of this game to prepare for Georgia for the next week. First name I'm going to mention is Cole Kmet. Everybody knows he's been out with a broken collarbone. Coach Kelly in his press conference this week was pretty positive that he might be able to get some reps. Didn't say for sure, but I think it's very important the week before Georgia that you get a good player like Cole Kmet some reps. So at least he'll have a little maybe hitting, blocking, tackling before the Georgia game. I think it's very important. They have Tommy make the other team tremble as he did against Louisville. Can he do it this week? Can he do it against Georgia? That remains to be seen. And the other one I'll talk about is Michael Young. Coach Kelly has recently said Michael Young is a week behind Cole Kmet. So if Cole Kmet can play this week against New Mexico, at least in theory, Michael Young can play next week against Georgia. And that would give Notre Dame a pretty good receiving corps for Ian Book to throw to, and that might help his performance as well. We're going to talk a little bit about New Mexico, not a lot, but they have Tavaka Tuioti was their quarterback last year. He's now back. He had a death in his family. His grandfather, who apparently he was very close to, had passed away, and he had missed some time. He did not play last week in their win against Sam Houston State. But he's a player, and he looks pretty good. As you heard Coach Kelly say, they have to prepare for three quarterbacks. Jones is the other quarterback who's a rushing quarterback, scored two TDs last week. They don't have to worry about the third one, Hughes, because he's out now with a shoulder injury. They also have Davis, a very good running back, rushed for 107 yards and two TDs last week, 58 yards out of the backfield in receptions. So, they do have some offensive talent. Shelley, their field goal kicker, kicked 4 field goals, so they have a kicker who can make field goals. Their problem is really on defense, where they're young, they're inexperienced. They gave up 558 yards last week to Sam Houston State, so that's pretty much what they've been giving up last year and this year. So again, Notre Dame's offense should be able to score a lot of points this week, and we'll see what happens with their defense. Finally, a couple of things Coach Kelly spoke about, essentially saying in a game like this early in the season, we have to do what we do. We have to worry about how we play. I think that's code generally when you're a 34-point favorite or whatever Notre Dame is. You want to worry about how you perform, how you execute. It's really about what you're doing as opposed to what the other team is doing, including especially when the defense for New Mexico is on the field. This week, Coach Kelly said he didn't want to go a week without tackling, so they had a scrimmage. He said it wasn't a 50-play scrimmage, but you want to, in the world where they don't hit as much anymore, on a bye week, you probably want some tackling, some blocking, some hitting, and Coach Kelly seemed very happy with the way it went down leading up to the New Mexico game this Saturday. Finally, I think we should all say a prayer for Bob Davie. As I'm sure you all know, he replaced Lou Holtz at Notre Dame, coached for 5 seasons, went 35-25, which isn't quite, as you know, the Notre Dame way. But he collapsed after their win at Sam Houston State. They didn't say exactly what happened to him, but he said the doctors saved his life. There were some rumors of chest pain, so, you can draw your own conclusions. He is better now. He is not making the trip, however, to Notre Dame. He's staying in New Mexico, I'm assuming under doctor's orders, but I think we should all say a prayer for him because he apparently had a very close call, literally, with his own life, and obviously that's more important than anything else. So in conclusion, it looks like Notre Dame should really be working. Coach Kelly wouldn't talk about Georgia this week because we're always playing the opponent in front of us, but they're certainly going to do things this week that they're going to try to do against a much tougher Georgia team the following week. And we'll just have to see how that all works out. But I think their receiving corps is going to be important this week and, more importantly, next week against Georgia, because right now Georgia's pass rush defense is pretty good. Their defense, against the run is pretty good. We'll see if Notre Dame can run the ball a week from Saturday, but I think they're going to have to put it in the air. Ian Book is going to have to be both a good throwing quarterback and a good running quarterback. This is Steve Kallas, speaking of sports, at WestchesterCountyPost.com. We'll see you the next time.